tickets and clothing. And I've heard that Jim Courier, who last year didn't have a clothes deal, has just signed a deal with Nike for something like £4 million or $4 million per year for 6 years. That's not bad.
Silence, s'il vous plaît.
That rally was played at Jimmy Connors' pace. Perfect pace there.
Connors chuntering away to himself there. Well, why do I do this to myself? Oh, look at that. Missed the court by feet. He's in despair, I think, about the condition of his forehand. Yes, I'm not sure that it's a very good idea to give Stich a target on that forehand, because that forces him to hit hard. I think Connors would probably reckon it out that it's a better idea to just drift the ball, not give him any pace.
This is better play now. Game hotting up. Jimmy Connors like a boxer going 15 rounds. Pacing himself superbly.
Counts out. Up.
It's Jimmy Connors now. At his age, he can't play to the high standard throughout a whole match like he used to. So he paces himself. He just waits until he has to accelerate. And I fancy here that he might try and raise his game now.
Counts.
15-40. 2-all, 1 set all.
But unlucky there, Stich. Good serve, just clip the top of the net. Oh, what an ace.
Well, his serve really is what's going to keep him in this match. Might be what's going to win the match for him.
Beautiful serve, isn't it? Very fluid action. Nice high ball toss. He's 6'4", so he needs to get the ball high.
Wait.
Yes, great return from Jimmy Connors.
And that gives him the break, and Connors is in front now. 3-2, 1 set all.
With this tomato, I'm going to make an important point about your toothbrush. Look, with any brush, even angled brushes, you can press too hard. That's why Aquafresh developed the new Flex Brush. Only Aquafresh Flex Brush has a unique pressure-sensitive neck that bends and flexes if you press too hard. So you can help prevent damaging your gums and still give your teeth a thorough cleaning. And everybody knows healthy teeth need healthy gums. New Aquafresh Flex for gentle dental care.
How can we make Snickers even more satisfying? More chocolate? More caramel? Or maybe more peanuts? Snickers, now with more peanuts. More peanuts, more satisfaction.
2 hours and 8 minutes. And Connors could have been 2 sets to love up. Instead, he's 1 set all, but he's a break-up. And when you think about it, David, you know, those 2 set points he had for the first set, he could have been 2 sets to love up and a break-up and looking like a winner.
Exactly.
I'm not sure that I think he looks like a winner at the moment. I think Stich has an awful long way to come back before, in my judgment, you could say he's even playing well. Stich is playing a good deal below his best.
But it's not easy out there, is it? I mean, he's got the whole 17,000 crowd against him. Jimmy, he knows he's going to not give in. Very tough match.
Now with a break, 3-2. Well, that to me is a sign that he's getting a bit confident. I think he's beginning to think there might be something here for him.
Yes, I've mentioned it before. I do think Jimmy's at his best when he's looking for the short ball to attack and come in. As I say, he doesn't volley great, but when you hit the ground shots that hard to the corners, you get a lot of easy volleys too. That's my man.
But again, that forehand return, no timing, no confidence at all on Stich's forehand. 3-2, 30 love.
There's Stich now, not knowing what to do, and then a very loose backhand. That's his favourite shot. Didn't really look like going anywhere near the court.
Very worried man here, I think. Well, that's again playing to the crowd.
He's going to get more now. He senses victory. He's going to string this crowd along. He's going to orchestrate them to his tune, and that's going to make it even harder for the man we see in the picture.
Well. 4-2. Connors in front in the third set. There's a desperate patch-up job wanted here. It's all in the mind. He must be a very strong young man, Michael Stich, to have done what he's done in the game. I personally think this would be a quite extraordinary result if Connors can win this match.
Oh. Yeah, I think if you look at Jimmy's record, I know he hasn't won here. He's got to be, without any doubt, one of the greatest players of all time with his record. I think that he can perhaps beat the Wimbledon champion when he is nearly 40. Takes it back when the roles were reversed, when Jimmy was coming up and he played that great player Ken Rosewall. And no word did he duff him at Wimbledon that year.
I have a feeling Stich decided he's going to try and serve and volley him. From the back of the court, he's in so many difficulties, Stich.
Well, Stich there mumbling in German, not at all happy.
Yeah, serve and volley, I'm sure, is the only way to do it at the moment. And you can't trust your ground strokes.
Yes, that was a classical clay court serve and volley there. Good return. Stich there, a little bit too far back. Having to play the half volley. Back to Juice.
But of course, it's a desperate ploy to serve and volley on clay, and particularly against somebody with the passing shots of Connors, and especially the return of serve of Connors. Another point for 3-4. But he looks a bit livelier now suddenly. I don't know what he does, what his next game plan would be if surfing and volleying doesn't work. What else can he try?
That was a really very good second serve there from Michael Stich. A lot of kick on it, taking it away from Jimmy's forehand. Another game point. Yes, another passing shot. Stich is coming in all the time now. But I don't think he's attacking the net quite positively enough. Jimmy's finding a lot of space on his passing shots.
Yes.
Avantage. S'il vous plaît, un tout petit peu de silence. Merci. Oh! Deuxième.
Again, Stich missing his first serve, paying the penalty. Very tough to serve and volley second serve to Jimmy Connors all the time, because he really does have those great ground shots, and he's managing to now direct the ball at Stich's feet.
Well, he's served and volleyed all the way through this game. I think the match is moving into a different phase now. Oh. So this is a pitched battle, it really is. Stich, one of the fastest servers, one of the best servers in the game normally, though his serving is fitful at the moment. Stich, the big server, against one of the best returners of the ball. And I have the sense that this is the very heart of the match here. Brave shot. 1-all. Connors 4-3, third set.
Introducing 7-Up's new fun cans. Now they're just as cool on the outside as they are on the inside.
Clear the shot, please.
Still working.
Tonight on E Street.
When did you decide to kill Samuel Bulmer?
I let him back into my house and he raped my daughter.
She was driven beyond the point of control.
Drama on E Street. Tonight at 6:30 on Sky One.
Can Schwantz wheelie his way past Dewan to take the checkered flag? The European Grand Prix, live and exclusive Sunday morning at 11, Sky Sports.
2 hours 20 minutes on the clock. That's the duration of this match. Connors leads 4-3 with a break. They're 1-all after Connors had 2 points to win the first set. And the difficulty for Stich is that this noisy young crowd up there are all behind Connors. They have been right from the start. They prepared a sort of king's welcome for him the moment he walks onto the court, chanting and laughing and calling Jimmy, Jimmy, Jimmy. And that has got through, and it's broken into Stich's mind. It's nagged at him. Connors' tennis has nagged at him. Stich has once or twice in this match looked as if he couldn't hit a forehand anywhere near court. Well, now the signs are, as Bruno Rebo here just tries to settle people down, which has been almost his main task in this match, the signs are that Stich has made up his mind that it's got to be done on the serve. So how's he going to try and play the games like this one when Connors is serving?
0-15.
Strange shot from Jimmy there. I think he could have got the two hands on that, but he didn't. That was a marvellous backhand smash. Jimmy Connors there, hitting a good lob down the line. We see the sliced approach shot. Just watch how he gets up for this backhand smash and controls it.
Wonderful balance, Stich. So here's Connors' love 30. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Stich has cleared his mind at last. I think the fog's gone away for a while at least. I think he knows how he's got to play the match, and I think all the way through he's been in 2 or 3 minds about the whole thing. And when you recall that Stich, like Becker, is a player who has been expressing considerable anger and frustration at what he feels is the intrusion into his private life by the German media. Becker has said the same thing, but see, you win all these big championships and become huge superstars in your own country, and you can't have a private life. I don't know whether he meant it, but Stich's even talked about giving up. I think that's probably just to scare them, or that would have been said in frustration.
Merci. S'il vous plaît. Merci.
Oh, that's lovely, it really is. And that's 4-all. And for 10 or 15 minutes, Michael Stich, semi-finalist here last year, the 4th seed, 5th ranked player in the world, has really been rocking. It may just be that the crisis is over. We're going to see 4-all, 1-set-all. Sun's gone in. Don't forget, we told you at the beginning of the programme, the forecasters fear that we're going to get some storms.
15-0.
Stich, when he gets that first serve in, it isn't coming back. It's another ace. He's serving better, but also I think Jimmy's not picking him quite as well. Maybe the legs not quite moving as they were.
That was a bit desperate and very wild. Stich's back in front. 5-4, 1 set all.
Hello, Tony. I think we might use a video replay here.
Super, Ralph. Let's do that.
Oh, yes, we could be in for a quintessential tango chase sensation here. Oh, I don't think he was expecting that.
Ralph, I don't think we was expecting that either.
What a titanic embodiment of the hit. Oh, what real oranges.
Yes, Ralph. Lovely.
You know where you've been tangoed.
Here's an album heading straight for the top. The greatest moments in soul with Lisa Stansfield, Kenny Thomas, Kim Sims, Misha Paris, the Pasadenas, Simply Red. 18 of the finest moments in soul music today. Chaka Khan, Alison Limerick, Michael Bolton, George Michael, and the great Whitney Houston. The greatest moments in soul, out now.
One set all. Fresh pair of socks Jimmy Connors has pulled on.
Fresh pair of shoes too.
Yes, just look at that. Look at the condition of his right sock and his right shoe.
Oh look, we've got a couple of odd ones here. Look at this.
Perhaps
Jimmy.
he's superstitious, who is it? One of the players. Trying to remember which one. Oh, I know who it is. Yes, Brad Gilbert, who lost yesterday. And things are going wrong for him. He changes his shoes. And he'll wear odd pairs of shoes, all sorts of things. Funny people, these tennis players.
I think Jimmy there didn't have enough time to change the other pair, but anyway, a good old laugh. He needs this game badly.
4-5. Wavering a lot this match. Connors was looking so strong in the middle of this third set. Built up a lead of 4-2. And then suddenly Stich's spirits were revived. Stich's moving better as well. He's hitting through the ball.
Warning there for Jimmy for telling someone to shut up. Seem to be suddenly.
He's looking a bit stroppy now.
The heart's gone a little bit. I think the belief has gone. I think he realises that he's very tired and he probably can't last them. He needs to just get that Jimmy Connors pumped up situation going now if he's going to get out of this hole.
Set point. A lead of 2-1. In the last 10-15 minutes, the whole complexion of this match has changed.
That's what he needs. He needs to get out of this hole. And then suddenly, I think he'll get more energy. Get his second wind.
That was a very inventive return of serve. I'm not sure whether it was the right moment to try it. Just try and chip back the return. If it had come off, would have said it was a wonderful thing to do. Generally speaking, on the really important points, the more experienced players go for what they call the percentage shots, the shots they know they can play.
Well played, Jimmy. What a great drop shot. You don't often see Jimmy Connors hitting those sort of shots. But there, emotion there from Jimmy. Just watch how he slides the racket underneath his ball. Imparts enormous backspin, stops the ball dead, and Stich can't get it. And there's the crowd. That's exactly what Jimmy needed. Listen to them.
Avantage Connors.
It's a point for 5-all.
Silence, s'il vous plaît, merci. S'il vous plaît, tout petit peu de silence, s'il vous plaît. Merci.
Oh, he wanted that so badly.
Game's all it is. Crisis averted. Delight up in the gods.
5 jeux partout.
Perhaps 2 years in a row there. He's taking a breather there. 2 years in a row he has to be carried off, Jimmy Connors, from this court.
Now, Stich needs not to watch this. He needs to keep his eyes down, because this was the kind of showboating that upset Michael Stich when Connors beat him in February, back in February in Memphis. But it's natural to Connors.
Silence, s'il vous plaît. S'il vous plaît, merci.
Wow. That's the weak forehand again. Doesn't use his feet on it. Very lazy. Good deep return from Connors.
2 points for 6-5. Third set, 1-all.
It's
6-5 it is. Stich in front in the third set.
It's so fine.
It's so fine, it's so fine, fine, fine. It's really neat, the finest person you ever want to meet. Micro, micro, Brazil micro, micro. Well, when your clothes get dirty from head to toe, show every stain the way. 'Cause it's so fine, it's so fine. It's really neat, the finest person you ever want to be. Micro, Brazil micro. It's really neat, the finest person you ever want to be.
Persil Micro System. Finer powder, cleaner clothes.
Odd socks. Jimmy Connors has put that right at the change of ends. He's had time to pull on a clean sock on his right foot and also a new shoe on his right foot, so he'll feel a bit more comfortable again. But there's no doubt in the last 15-20 minutes in this set, the match has swung round again. And Stich's in front now, 6-5.
Be great if it could go to a tie break, because then I think whatever happens in the match after that, the tension in the tie break here with this crowd will be incredible. Jimmy quite rightly hitting majority of balls to the forehand of Michael Stich. Jimmy's natural double-hander, he prefers to hit it cross-court, deep and hard.
Well, I don't know whether the volume of noise, the pandemonium coming from this deep bowl of the centre court is harming the concentration of Guy Forget. And another court, leading French player, who had a 5-set match the first round. He's 2 sets down, he's loved 3 down. Looks like going out to Vates. He's a tough nut of a player.
Not had time for a double fault. Don't often see Jimmy Connors serving double faults either.
Better serve.
Stich there surprised. Jimmy Connors serving and volleying.
S'il vous plaît, merci. Merci. S'il vous plaît.
I don't think the umpire's got any chance of keeping them silent, to be quite honest.
Premier service.
Oh, well played. Jimmy kept very cool there because Michael Stich stretched him all over the court. You see Michael Stich here using all the court. There's the slice backhand. Jimmy keeping his head down on this backhand pass. Beautiful passing shot. Game point for 6-all. Slightly different angle there, just seeing how tremendous footwork Jimmy Connors has.
S'il vous plaît, tout petit peu de silence, mesdames et messieurs, merci. Merci.
Should have made it. So a tie-break's going to resolve the deadlock of this third set. Stich's had his chances.
Jimmy's got to be tired when he serves the volleys twice in a row. Good half volley. Stich really shouldn't have missed the backhand pass. Should have at least made him play. Well, hell.
So it's a real lottery coming up, the tie-break. The value of each point seems greater still. Now, who's going to hold his nerve? Connors is fired up again, eyes blazing.
1-0 Connors.
No finer sight when Jimmy gets fired up, is there? He wants it so badly. Look at that.
S'il vous plaît.
Tremendous. LA Jimmy.
S'il vous plaît, merci.
Well, I think Stich's going to take a seat. What can you do? And Jimmy's certainly not going to stop him. Look at the little smile on Jimmy's face there.
S'il vous plaît.
You've got to laugh, haven't you?
Well, you have unless your name's Michael Stich.
Merci.
1-0 Connors in the tie-break.
Ooh, close.
He's a brave man who calls Jimmy Connors line balls out this stage of the match. In this kind of atmosphere. There's the smudge.
16,000 linesmen there.
That's right. All of them partisan.
Silence, s'il vous plaît, mesdames et messieurs. Merci.
1-0.
Two points against the serve for Michael Stich. Connors not happy with the bounce there. Well, I wonder if this crowd's going to come to Wimbledon. Probably wouldn't be allowed in.
Right, except on the middle Sunday in special occasions.
Merci.
What a shot. Oh, oh!
Oh! Well, he's missed a couple of chances. Marvellous play by Connors. Red-blooded stuff by Connors, but Stich missed a backhand and he's missed that forehand. He should have had them both.
He should have done, but Jimmy there attacking the net. You see the slice backhand coming in very quick. Top of the net. Look at these reactions from Jimmy Connors. And he covers down the line, but Stich misses it. There's that forehand again. Too open on it.
2-all in the tie break. 1 set all.
Silence, s'il vous plaît.
I'm pretty tired. I know what they feel like.
Well, I wonder how he feels like.
S'il vous plaît.
Emotionally, this is a huge examination of Stich. That's a good deep serve.
Great second serve there, under pressure. Kept it deep and angled. Sun's come out again.
Silence, s'il vous plaît. Merci.
Two, 3.
Remise.
In the tie-break. 1 set all.
Well, how quick was he when he was young? Just look how he gets to this drop shot and how he controls it when he's there. Takes the whole speed off the ball. Great angle. Stich has no answer to that.
It's not just the kids either, David. They're the grown-ups there with the stars and stripes.
Yep. You see the drop shot again. Great drop shot. But just look at this. The determination there. 3-all. This tie-break has everything. Jimmy has to win it. No question about that.
Yes, I think he does.
Ace. Look at this. Doesn't often serve aces. I think that's the first ace he served in the match. What a time to serve it. Out wide here. Yep, right in the corner.
He's on such a high at the moment. He's pumped himself up. He and the crowd. It's an atmosphere. He absolutely feeds off this. That's why he loves New York so much. Flushing Meadow. It's 5-3. Connors in front. Stich's trying to play it patiently and carefully there, not make a mistake.
5-3, Connors.
Stich needs to rediscover that first serve.
Yes, just missing. Oof. He would have normally chipped that one back across court, but he went down the line.
Connors could close out this tie-break on his serve in the next couple of points. (5-4). (6-4). 2 set points.
And what a great point that was. You don't often see Jimmy Connors serve and volleying, even on grass. But he knew it was the right time. That inbuilt tactical brain told him he had to come in, and he did. And my word, he didn't half attack this forehand volley too. Took a big swing, but punched into the corner.
S'il vous plaît, merci. Merci, mesdames et messieurs. S'il vous plaît, les joueurs sont prêts.
Connors, the comeback 2, said the flag. Set point for 2-1.
I don't think he left us, did he?
Well, he kind of left, didn't he? I mean, what with one thing and another.
Got a few injuries, but he's always been there.
Played only about a dozen matches before he came to the French Open last year. His ranking was 324 here last year when he came. Now Stich was called out. 2-1. Boy, this is some match.
Lionel Richie, back to front. All his greatest hits on one definitive collection. Hello, 3 times a lady, dancing on the ceiling, easy and more. From the Commodore's classics to his latest hit single, Do It To Me. Back to front, Lionel Richie's greatest hits, out now.
Continuing a series of Sky Movies Plus special events, on June 28, we present Dire Straits exclusively live. Call 0506 460 460 now to subscribe to Sky Movies Plus for Dire Straits Live.
Northamptonshire meet Derbyshire in the Sunday League. Both sides are on the charge to catch the leaders. Northamptonshire versus Derbyshire, live and exclusive Sunday afternoon at 2, Sky Sports.
2 hours and 53 minutes this match has been on the centre court. It's been pandemonium from the first moment, even before the first ball was struck. And now they're singing because their hero, Jimmy Connors, has come back from being a set down to take that third set tiebreak and lead by 2-1. And the big question to me now is just how much desire has Michael Stich got? We know about Connors, but it's been a trying year for Stich. He's had to discover the life of the superhero in his own country and around the world. He's found it not entirely what he expected, not all counting the dollars and living the Dolce Vita. A lot of demands.
S'il vous plaît, merci.
It's been the same for Becker. And the word around the place is that Becker too would like to take a break from it. But is afraid that if he does, if he took, say, a month off, his world ranking would drop and he wouldn't be able to recover.
15.
Connors, it seems to me, has never felt any of those pressures. On the contrary, I think he enjoys notoriety.
He does. And that's really what most of them do. I mean, that's why they're there. That's why they perform. They want to be in front of an audience. And so I find it a little strange for Stich to feel that type of pressure.
Well, I think there's this difference, David, that you'd concede that in the States, you know, it's such a big country. There are so many other heroes in all walks of life, in the entertainment business, in sport, that you can be a little bit more private. But in Germany, in France, I mean, Noah moved out of France for a while. Verlander moved out of Sweden.
I'm sure that wasn't for tax reasons.
Well, yes, that's part of it too. But it's a devouring interest that Becker has found, and now Stich has found as well.
Well, he really does have to get his mind back on this match. I think on Jimmy's serve, he's got to say, I am not going to miss. I'm going to get every ball back. And on his forehand especially, he should keep going cross-court, so it gives himself more margin for error. More often he plays that forehand down the line, he's going to make mistakes on it. He's got to cut those out. He's got to make Jimmy work for every point. You can see the disgust on that error. Although Jimmy will be absolutely worn out, the adrenaline that took him through that third set is still there. It's amazing how more tired you feel when you're losing.
Fauché, we told you he was in trouble. He's in worse trouble now because he's lost. Lost in 3 sets to Bart Voits of Belgium.
Oh, Jimmy had his ankle there again. He's asked for the trainer, I think you'll find. And he's having a smile though.
He's playing this for all he can.
Yeah, tripped again the ankle.
Well, he had what looked at the time in the first set quite early in the match a nasty spill, turned over on his ankle, and just for a couple of minutes I think he and everybody else watching wondered whether that wasn't a sprain, but he took his time and we've seen no further sign of it. So there was possibly a little bit of play acting about that.
Yes, if he needs to call on the trainer, he'll do it when it's the right time for him, not necessarily because of the injury, but to make a psychological point. He uses all the tactics possible, Jimmy Connors. Sometimes a little close to the mark, but and that's the way he is. Great competitor. Oh, just a second serve.
Game point, first game, 4th set. Connors 2-1, having been a set down. Yes, when Connors arrived at Roland Garros last year, we were talking about this just now, his world ranking, having played barely a dozen matches since 1989, his world ranking then was 324, and he had that wonderful run, beat a couple of good players, and then in the end had to pull out in the 5th set because he was at a state of utter exhaustion. It's against Chang. And in the rest of the year, Connors' ranking climbed 888 places. That, of course, includes his heroics at the US Open. Now, in case you think nobody could ever have jumped that much in one season, Sampras did. This is the record improvement. Sampras climbed over 1,000 places on the world ranking in 1988. A break of serve there. Stich leads 1-love, start of the fourth set.
I want to be rescued by a boyfriend who's 6'6" in his socks.
I want to be working for Inspector Morse.
I want to be upwardly delegating this to his nibs.
In life, sometimes we all need a bigger shoulder to lean on.
I want to be Lofty's maid.
Whatever you want to be in life, you want to be with Prudential.
Let's see how this Venus flytrap likes a few snacks. Beef flavor, bacon flavor, and now pepperami, a succulent, chewy snack made from 100% real meat. Get your teeth into a pepperami.
This match is now past the 3-hour mark. Connors leads 2-1. Stich having won the first set 7-5. Yet another Connors comeback. But crucially, we think in that last game, Connors served a double fault on a game point. That's where the horses race. Regal Place, isn't it? Just across the Bois. But Connors served a double fault on game point, and Stich, a couple of moments later, had broken through. So Stich has a break here. His service has been improving. He's seemed to me to have made up his mind to serve and volley on his own serve, but a lot depends on getting the first serve in.
Oh, I don't know what happened to Jimmy there. He just didn't try and all for that ball.
Yeah, there's something wrong here. Now, can he feel the onset of cramp, Connors? Oh, something's wrong here.
Yeah, looks like he's... I don't know what he's doing. He pulled something.
And Stich has noticed this. Stich knows, so he's going to just very sensibly play the way he's played the last 2 or 3 points, just keep the ball in play. Now, this is more drama here. 2-love, Stich leads. Connors suddenly has barely...
It looks like it's his side, Jerry. He seems to be moving his back, twisting. Perhaps he's just tweaked a nerve or something.
The best thing that could happen for Connors at the moment is for a clap of thunder and the promised rain to begin. At least that would give him a breather.
Yeah, he's just going through the motions now. I'm not sure if this is just to get this set out of the way, but it seems a little early in it. He's only 2-love down. He's going to do this, I think. Perhaps it's curtains.
Well, the transformation's come without warning. I think he's... looks as if he's pulled some sort of muscle in his rib cage or something. There was no sign of it, was there? He was going to win that opening service game, got to game point, served a double fault, lost his serve, and now this. Well, he's just throwing the ball up now.
Well, there we are. I think Stich knows that he's not going to have any problem in this game, and I don't know why, if he's that bad, he doesn't call the trainer.
Oh, well, this is just as if he's practicing the serve, just throwing the ball up and spinning it in. The last 5 or 6 points, he's really barely trying. And Stich, what he needs to do here is keep his concentration, because it'd be very easy for him, as he looks across and he wonders what's the matter with Connors. It's easy for him to lose concentration. Now, I think we'll find out quite soon, but Stich has a lead of 3-love, and we don't know what's happened to Connors. Now, if he feels he's going to play on and fight on, then I would have thought he'd send for the trainer, wouldn't you? And the fact that so far he hasn't, at least, makes you wonder. Remind you that a year ago, after that marvellous match against Chang, he got to the 5th set against Chang. 3 hours and 31 minutes they've been on court. This has been on court over 3 hours. And he just made it to the 5th set and said, sorry, I can't play on. But this, to me, doesn't look like exhaustion so much because of the way...
No, I think there's quite a lot of muscles that run along the rib cage. I think he's just probably tweaked one. If it's cramp, I would have thought he would have called the trainer, but he doesn't seem to be calling anybody.
So he's wondering now. I'm quite... Yeah, it's under his... There we are. That's where it is. I think he has sent for the trainer, don't you? Or else he's going to concede the match, which would be an awful shame.
Yes, I don't understand what's happening because no one seems to be coming out, and it's obvious that Jimmy is just tanking this set. Perhaps he feels that maybe if he stays out there it might rain. We don't know.
Or it might just work itself off, whatever it is, and then he can have one final blast in the 5th set. But it's a great pity because it really was wonderful theatre, though it's been torturous for Stich all the way through. It's the ribs, isn't it?
Yeah. Very difficult for Michael Stich. He just has to now make all the balls go in. He knows Jimmy is not going to come back from this.
Fault call. Connors was ready to give it. Connors has given it.
I think he's given everything now.
Yes, he just he wants to let this run away now, biding his time. And everybody bottom left there, or rather top left. Yeah, we had a view there of people crowding into the entrance to the court. David Wheaton's brother John, he's in there. Come and see what's happened here. 4-love now. So it's all falling away. Hardly any effort at all by Connors. So the questions are, 1, why doesn't he send for the trainer? Or 2, is he going to give it one big blast in the 5th set? You have to send for the trainer. My understanding of the regulations are you have to send for the trainer at the next change of ends. So why he didn't do it then, I don't know.
It's like a Sunday afternoon knock-up, this one now.
If it's difficult for Connors, which it is, I mean, it's heartbreaking for him. then, of course, it's extremely difficult as well for Stich. What does he do? Well, he does what he's doing. And then suddenly Connors plays a point like that. Stich leads. We still want to know what's happening out there.
Here we go. The trainer now is on.
Just how long could we go on singing the praises of a pension from equity and law? Equity and law. Need we say more?
Still working.
Yes, I blame the parents.
A little turkey, a little game. Tigger will never be the same. A little shrimp, a little salmon. To Ben is absolutely heaven. Whiskers select menus in easy-to-serve single portions. Cats instinctively know what they like and what's good for them. Cats would buy Whiskers.
Well, one can only assume, I think it's a fair bet, that Connors has pulled something in his rib cage under his right arm. And he doesn't want to give up because he gave up last year on that occasion because he was utterly exhausted. And really, he won that last game. Partly, I think, because Stich simply was as bewildered as everyone else was by what was going on across the other side of the net. So, right now, this is no match. That's not to say it couldn't become one again. No doubt that was anaesthetizing spray.
Well,
they're both really just going through the motions here, and so until this set's out of the way or Connors has conceded the match, we're not going to know really.
Yeah, I can't see though if it's as bad as Jimmy's making out there that he can suddenly turn it on in the fifth. I mean, he started tanking this set after the first game of this set, so it seems to me that Jimmy must be just hoping.
Stich 5-1.
Perhaps it rains or something happens, because he certainly isn't getting better.
Didn't go for it. I think we'll know quite quickly, David, if Connors does come up for the fifth set. Quite quickly what his intention is. He's either going to say, I can do it, or I can't do it. If he thinks he can do it, he'll have a go for it.
Absolutely. Where was that? Was it last year, or when Jimmy sort of did this and then suddenly was like a 2-year-old about a set later? I think it might have been in the US Open last year. So you never know with Jimmy. He might be just stringing Stich along. You just can't tell with him.
15-40, 1-5.
Well, you're right. I think after this point, we're going to know if Jimmy's going to tank it or stay in the match.
Right, now 6-1, Stich in the lead, 2 sets all. Now what's going to happen?
There are 2 ways to ensure a secure future. One of them is to take out a personal pension plan from Equity and Law. Unfortunately, I picked the other one.
Equity and Law. Need we say more? Some people find that traditional indigestion tablets leave a chalky, gritty taste in their mouth. New Remigel are different. You'll find they're soft, chewy and minty. Remigel dissolves smoothly, work quickly and effectively to help soothe away indigestion. New Remigel. They're chewy, not chalky.
The one thing that would make me happy is to have a baby.
Julia Roberts heads an all-star cast in Steel Magnolias, only on the Movie Channel.
Grand Prix Athletics, in association with Lucasade, the Guardian Royal Exchange European Clubs Championship. Live Saturday afternoon at 4, Sky Sports.
So all's going to be revealed, I think, in a minute. Connors is either going to come out, I would have thought, and give it a real blast. I would have thought he'll do that. He'll give it a blast and see what happens. And if he can't do it, maybe he'll concede.
Well, I hope he does. A pity to end the match on a low note, because it's been quite entertaining. Tremendous match, really.
2 sets all. Yeah, more life in him now. That's out. That might cheer him up, and certainly the deafening roar for the crowd will pump some more adrenaline into him.
Yeah, good drop shot here, wasn't it? Look at this. Slides the racket underneath. Yes, you never know what's going on in Jimmy Connors' mind.
Danger to Stich, I thought, is that he's relaxed too much.
Yes, Jimmy's not stupid, he knows that. He could have done that quite deliberately, just to lower Stich's guard and then attack him. Wouldn't put anything past Jimmy.
Stich needs to be completely merciless and thunder down this serve.
Suddenly, 15-40.
Well, Stich wouldn't be the first player in this game to have been completely thrown.
Baffled by Jimmy, I agree with him. Well, he's in there trying now, Jimmy, for at least the next couple of games, if he can get through them.
I'll never forget Mike Sangster, the late Mike Sangster, playing a Davis Cup tie in Copenhagen against, I think it was Torben Ulrich, and Ulrich had excruciating cramp, and you kept thinking that as he kept falling over and rolling around the dust that he couldn't continue, and then he'd win a few points, and it completely threw Sangster off out of his concentration. And he said at one stage, is this guy dead or alive? Couldn't play. Look at that. Connors 1-love, 5th set.
Lionel Richie. Back to Front. All his greatest hits on one definitive collection. Hello, 3 Times a Lady, Dancing on the Ceiling, Easy, and more. From the Commodore's classics to his latest hit single, Do It To Me. Back to Front. Lionel Richie's greatest hits, out now.
Look at the state of Charlotte.
Well, you were the one who sent me on the bubble wet.
Me?
Try to drop on the Dragon River, then you'll get wet.
I went on the galleon 5
shut
times.
up,
Okay,
Ben.
Mr. Macho, but I bet you didn't sit right at the back. Yes, I did. Anna didn't hold on.
Yeah, well, I went on a vampire ride after a double burger and chips. Yes, I did.
Wow, weren't you fighting? It goes so fast.
Listen, Charlotte, it takes more than a bat to scare me. Ah!
Chessington, it beats the living daylights out of other days out.
Well, Jimmy Connors having thrown away the 4th set in 23 minutes. Suddenly turns it on again. And Michael Stich, I think, will be cursing himself for letting his concentration slip. Jimmy now has a break. I just wonder how bad that muscle tear or whatever it is around the rib cage is, how bad it is.
What love, 35th set. Whatever treatment it is that the trainer gave him seems to partially, at least, relieve the problem. But he's love 40 now. Stich, to my mind, playing far too passively. This was a time at the start of this 5th set, really, for Stich to have gone at this. 5 minutes short of 3.5 hours. Connors played that perfectly, really went for it. He means business again. No doubt about that. Love 40, he could have let it go then again. He's had so many opportunities to do so. Just say it isn't worth it.
It's a drive, forehand volley there. Very heavy.
S'il vous plaît, mesdames et messieurs.
I thought that's a bit more positive by Stich. He's been playing really quite aimlessly. Again, I think he's just been confused as to what's going on. He's looking across the other side of the net and he thinks, you know, can this man finish the match or can't he? And just at the point when he's decided that Connors can't finish the match, Connors breaks his serve and takes one love lead at the start of the final set. One game all, fifth set. Stich gets the break back. Extraordinary match. And you think that Stich has been twisted all over the place, not just by Connors on the actual match court, but by the whole atmosphere in this stadium. Yeah, it's more like business. That's the way he's got to do it. It looks to me as if Stich's decided, I'm not sure about the wisdom of it, that instead of just giving Connors a target and serving hard and going in, he's going to make him run and chase and stretch. Wait. Yes, that's the thing to do. Stich in front, fifth set, 2-1.
When you find your dream house, talk to Equity and Law about a mortgage. We'll get you in no time. Equity and Law. Need we say more?
Mr. Willsdale, how is it possible to get a blend of real cheeses in a pot?
A pot of country crock, please, Fred.
From the director of Fatal Attraction and the writer of Ghost.
What were they, Jay?
Demons. Jacob's Ladder. Now on video.
From Whirlpool comes the Aqualine washing machine. It saves time, water, and energy. Aqualine from Whirlpool brings quality to life.
Well, this was a match of such blazing intensity, such colour, such personality. It was such a dogfight. And now, after 3.5 hours exactly, it's really very difficult to read quite what's going on in the minds of these two players, quite how far has Connors managed to recover from what appeared to have been a strain in his right rib cage, under his right arm. Seemed to play that one without too much pain. So we don't know the answer to that, and we don't really know the answer to how Stich thinks is the best way to go about this. You wouldn't have thought, at least I wouldn't have thought, that Stich could possibly not win this match. But he seems to me totally confused by the whole thing.
You're right, he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know if Jimmy really is injured. He doesn't know if he should get the ball in the court attack. He really is, at the moment, in two minds.
I mean, in fairness to Stich, it has been a bit of a zoo out here, hasn't it? From the first moment.
It certainly has, yes. But on the first point of this game, Jimmy stretched for a high overhead smash. Didn't seem to have any problem with it whatsoever. It was a good lob, and he got up there and hit it away, so I'm just not sure how badly he is injured.
On the line. Well, if it is a bit of kidology by Connors, and frankly I don't think it is, then it is really most extraordinary.
Jimmy wanted that point very badly. He attacks well, suddenly no injury, but look at that backhand. Let's let Falsey Love go here. Back to Juice. Jimmy's back running again.
Well, he's absolutely flummoxed.
Well, there was nothing wrong with Jimmy in that rally that I could see.
I can't believe this is a come-on.
He's done it before, Gerald. I'll tell you what, I'll tell you in 20 minutes.
His reaction to that certainly was passionate enough, which suggests he certainly hasn't come to the conclusion this is a lost cause. Well, that change of pace there by Connors. That's what induced the error. It's a point for 2-all. Fifth set. In case you've just joined it, Stich took the first set 7-5. Stich led 2-1. Connors drew level at 2 sets all. After throwing the fourth set. Sorry, Connors 2-1. Then Connors, apparently injured, through the fourth set. No other word for it. 23 minutes, 6-1 to Stich. 2 games all, fifth set.
Jimmy's, I don't think he's out of this yet. He's asking, I think. Yeah.
Just to recap it, the first game of the fourth set, Connor's serving had a game point. He served a double fault on game point, and from that moment, he virtually didn't try, wasn't able to try. He had the trainer on.
Well, I tell you what, it certainly isn't over yet. Look at Jimmy, he's really acting up now, pretending he's out on his feet. I just wonder.
And the trouble, in case you didn't see it, was apparently, from what we could tell, some sort of strain in the rib cage under his right arm. That's where the trainer was applying the spray.
Serve.
2 points for 3-2, fifth set.
Yeah, Stich just got to put Connors out, the supposed injury out of his mind, and just play. Make him run, make him move.
Stich mène par
3-2 it is, fifth set, Stich in the lead again.
Here's an album heading straight for the top. The greatest moments in soul with Lisa Stansfield, Kenny Thomas, Kim Sims, Misha Paris, the Pasadenas, Simply Red. 18 of the finest moments in soul music today. Chaka Khan, Alison Limerick, Michael Bolton, George Michael, and the great Whitney Houston. The greatest moments in soul, out now.
It's a fact that 9 out of 10 people still aren't eating enough fiber. So it's worth knowing that in every bowl of Kellogg's All Bran, there's about as much fiber as you'd find in 9 nutritious slices of brown bread. Kellogg's All Bran, a great fiber provider. If your indigestion tablets taste chalky and gritty, try new Remigel. They're soft, chewy, and minty. New Remigel. They're chewy, not chalky.
This gripping match, which ultimately became quite bizarre, has now been on court for 3 hours and 40 minutes. And the poor old fella here, feeling every bit he's 39 years of age, very nearly 40, and also feeling, we assume, some sort of strain, bad strain, high up in his rib cage, somehow still out there. Still doing okay. 2-3 down he is, but Connor's serve to follow. With George in his returns. But Stich's really been on a hiding to nothing right the way through this match, and especially now. They'll give him no credit if he wins it.
No. He's behaved very well, hasn't he?
Thank you very much. Very good call.
If Stich comes through this, and I still can't believe that he won't, I think he'd want to shut himself away in a sauna for a couple of hours, not speak to anybody and try and regroup mentally.
Yes, it's been very difficult, but he's really has behaved well, and in patches played very well too. It must be very difficult.
Well, it seemed to me that just when he decided at last that he could just about cope with this juvenile mayhem up there, and also he could just about cope tactically by playing basically as much as he could serve volley tennis, suddenly, with no warning whatever, you get this almost complete collapse of Connor's fitness. And neither Stich nor anybody else had the faintest idea whether Connors would carry on for another minute at any stage.
Well, he's got a couple of break points here, and I think this is the end if he gets one of these.
Well, he's got the break. And that's 4-2 in the fifth set. Now how much has Connor's got to offer? How much does it matter to him? I suspect a great deal. I don't think you can ever take away the desire from a real fighter. Stich 4-2 and serving, fifth set. Certainly Connors is going through more than the motions here. He's not bursting the way he was. He's in a much more jokey mood now, as if I sense he may be resigned to what I still think is inevitable.
Yes, I think you're right. I think he's perhaps now accepted the fact that he isn't going to win, and I think Stich knows he's got the man now. He's got him, injury or not.
Yeah, all calls are going against him. Now you'll see how much he wants to survive from the way he reacts to this. If his standard was really up and he felt that he could still make something of this, I think he'd have been blazing over that call. I would have thought it's nearly curtains here. 5-2, fifth set, Stich in the lead.
Before brushing my teeth, I use this new ActiBrush stuff from Colgate. It starts fighting plaques straight away. And thanks to its active agent, the effects will still be working against plaque in 12 hours' time.
Colgate ActiBrush, a longer-lasting way to attack plaque.
Yeah. Keeps going for 12 hours.
On Newsline, the enchanting world of Enid Blyton.
I'm a little naughty man.
We meet the grown-ups still hooked on Noddy and the famous five.
I must admit, I do enjoy reading the adventure stories.
That's Newsline, 6:30 and 10:30 tonight on Sky News.
Northamptonshire meet Derbyshire in the Sunday League. Both sides are on the charge to catch the leaders. Northamptonshire versus Derbyshire, live and exclusive Sunday afternoon at 2, Sky Sports.
If 5 years ago at Wimbledon I hadn't been one of the people watching Jimmy Connors when he was 1-6, 1-6 and 1-4 down to Mikael Pernfors, the Swede, and end up winning that match. I'd say that these are the dying moments here, and I'd question whether Connors will be back other than as a television commentator for NBC. That is, if McEnroe hasn't nudged him out of a job there. But you just never know with Connors.
0-0.
Well, perhaps Jimmy realises it might be his last appearance on this great court.
Yes, you can see the rain clouds. He's probably heard what the forecast is. He wants the rain. He wants the kids to start chanting. He's going to go out, but he's going to go out having a ball. And almost a wry smile, just for a moment, flickered on Stich's face. I don't know how he's put up with it all. He's the rain man.
15-30.
The crowd still 100% behind their man, even though they know he's going out.
Match point. It's like a pantomime here. Oh, yes, he isn't. Oh, no, he's not.
S'il vous plaît, mesdames et messieurs, merci. S'il vous plaît.
I suppose this could be the last ball he serves in the French Open. I wonder. Is that a speck of rain?
Merci.
He's praying. Well, Jimmy's smile tells it all. 2 match points saved.
Égalité.
It's probably almost beyond Stich's capability at the moment in the emotional frame of mind he's in, mental frame of mind, almost impossible to finish the match. Well, well, well.
S'il vous plaît.
I've seen some sights in this game. I'll tell you what will happen in a minute. There'll be a massive clap of thunder and the skies will open.
Jimmy wins 7-5 in the fifth and they come back.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Wish I'd seen the script.
Avantage Stich.
Another match point.
Yes, Stich trying to keep calm and make sure he wins his point, but very difficult, isn't it?
I think he can't wait to get off this court.
I know.
I think he's kind of hating this.
S'il vous plaît.
And yet he'll tell stories about this, Stich, in years to come. He'll try and describe this atmosphere here on the centre court at Roland Garros. He'll say, I was playing Jimmy Connors and he was a legend. And I didn't know whether he was fit or he wasn't fit.
S'il vous plaît.
Connor's milking it for all he's worth. He wants the fun to go on. Right, could be here. It is here. Extraordinary match. Extraordinary match. Fifth set. Okay, finished well. Stich, the fourth seed, goes through. Handshakes all round, people on their feet. Same as last year when Jimmy Connors lost to Michael Chang, having been on court for 3 hours and 31 minutes on that occasion. This time, 3 hours, 53 minutes against Michael Stich, the Wimbledon champion, the semi-finalist last year. And they were calling for him, Jimmy, Jimmy, from the moment he walked on the court. They warmed up to this sort of noise. Well, not quite this, but the chanting. Is this a final bow out, I wonder? I wondered that yesterday when McEnroe walked off court too. Well. A match of quite extraordinary theatre. Kidology by Connors? I can't believe it was, though I think there was an element of kidology at one time. David, now come on, what do you think? Let's just retrace that. This, the last twist of all took place, first game, fourth set, when... Well, let's hear what the players say. We should get the answers here.
Maybe a long massage. Maybe he will come a bit later before tonight. But the winner of that match is Michael Stich. We should not be ungrateful. The French public was a bit ungrateful, but I think you understand what happens between Jimmy Connors and the public here.
Yeah, I mean, I knew that when I went on the court.
Oui, je le savais, en étant sur le court, qu'il fallait accepter que le public soit derrière Jimmy. Ce n'est jamais facile, c'est toujours difficile de jouer contre Jimmy, surtout ici à Roland-Garros, parce qu'il est favori, le favori du public. Mais je suis dans le prochain tour, c'est tout ce qui compte.
Qu'est-ce qui se passe dans votre tête?
What happens in your...
Well, they've changed it today, haven't they? We're getting the French version, but hopefully we will have that interview along with Connors later on in the programme. Well, Andrew and Cliff. Cliff first, I mean, we had everything in that match.
Oh, we did actually, yeah. We were saying earlier that whenever Jimmy Connors plays, he is always the centre of attention. And there's always something to talk about. I mean, I don't always like what he does.
No. Well, I've got to say, I mean, it looked in the end like it was a legitimate injury. I mean, the first game of the fifth set, you began to worry, but I mean, it did get steadily worse.
I mean, it's very hard to say anything against Jimmy Connors. Because he's entertained us all, and he's fantastic, and he's played such a high standard of tennis for so many years. But I think he may have showed quite a lot of disrespect for his opponent there. You know, it's all about getting, you know, the W in the right column at the end. You want to get the victory.
Yeah.
But you know, I think
something that puts me off. I mean, it is enjoyable, and we've had a lot of fun watching it. But in the end, the final analysis, as you say, it is disrespect for Stich, who had to go through, and he's done it before many, many times.
Yeah, we don't want to get too much on our high horse, but we did feel that. Yes. We did feel, all of us, that...
But I mean, I must admit, if you're playing somewhere, you'd go and watch him, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's always something happening.
It's good for tennis that there are people like that, but when you actually break it down, you can't help but thinking, what was Stich going through? He obviously didn't play the best game he's ever played, and why not? Because there was all this other stuff coming at him.
But you never know what your opponent, you never know what, especially somebody like Connors, you never know what he's doing at the best of times. And if he's faking an injury, you know, you can get on, he didn't move his feet. You were saying, Sue, how he sort of went with the momentum of the match stick, and he didn't move.
I think it's just lack of experience. I mean, he's got to get out there and start, you know, I mean, as David Lloyd was saying, he has to realise he's playing Jimmy Connors, and this is going to happen. I mean, it does happen, and he gets away with it. And I mean, he pushes the rules to the limit, but he never actually goes over them. There's no rule that says you can't get the crowd moving. Right. I mean, that's what people want.
Or give a set away you know, give a whole set away.
But why didn't he? If he's going to, why did he throw the set if it was a throwaway?
Well, it's hard as an amateur watching to think that he might have actually just said, oh, I'll give that set away, and then I've got some other plan up here that I'll...
Well, that happens quite a lot.
Does it?
If somebody's tired, if it's 5 sets or looking like it's going to go 5, that can happen. But why so early in the fourth, did he throw it? It must have been an injury.
Yes, it was. I mean, I think the first few games of the fifth, he just sort of made a final effort once he was broken. I mean, you could see that he wasn't playing well. Let's have a look through the match, though, because Connors started really well. We look at one of the forehand passes here early in the first set that gave him 3 break points.
I mean, Connors is really firing up here. I mean, he's the... Oh, yeah, this was the... was this the break point?
This was to give him 3 break points.
I mean, look at that. Yeah, we were on our feet. Yeah, that one. That
it
was
really
good.
is fantastic, isn't it, to watch someone like that in action?
Yeah, he produces shots that... It's not in the game today, is it? I mean, he's very much...
Well, the way he hits the ball is very individual as well. It's extremely flat. It's a you know, straight back sort of forehand, straight through the ball. You know, it's textbook, really. But what's so good about Connors is the way he moves his feet. All the time, he's moving.
He also goes for everything, doesn't he? I mean, apart from that one set. But on the whole, I mean, that shot was a really good shot of Stich. It was wide, but he went for it and got it.
Yeah.
And you have to keep reminding yourself that the guy is 39, you know, I mean, and he's playing someone 20...
youngster.
3 or whatever it is. Well, that's right.
Well, I think that's why he chose to come into the net quite a lot. We can now see one of the smash winners that he made, again, in that first set. I mean, he was doing everything, wasn't he, Andrew?
Oh,
this is a unique shot, isn't it? He's the only one that can play that overhead that way.
And I think David Lloyd mentioned in the commentary at the time that he actually gets power on that. I mean...
And his arm is actually sort of straight when he's hitting the ball, which seems to be against all the rules.
I think the big thing about that shot is he goes up sideways to it. He doesn't go up facing the ball. He goes up sideways. And
like what I do, I go up frontwards, and then I miss it.
I was going to say...
You've been told before.
When you watch a thing like that, it's almost as though the amateur shouldn't really watch that, because if we tried it, I'm sure it wouldn't work if I swung my racket straight round like that. It's almost like bowling in cricket.
It's important to take the right principles from watching top players. Don't copy McEnroe's serve, and don't copy Connors' round arm overhead.
There is something you can copy from Connors, his footwork. Here's another example. Again, some good camera work here from our French friends here. Look at the footwork and the preparation, early preparation. Shoulder turn, throws himself into the shots.
And also watch the way he never takes his eye off the ball. His head is still when he makes contact. He's watching the ball like a hawk the whole time.
Wonderful.
It's those little tiny steps that I can never get into my game. You know, even then when he was standing, he didn't actually stand. He sort of was shuffling with his feet.
Well, the next time you practice, try and take 2 extra small steps before you hit the ball. Just add steps, even if you don't think they're necessary. Just add them and see what happens.
Be exhausted after a few games.
Cliff Richard had a dance. I like it. I'll give you singing lessons sometime.
Maybe 39, but I'll give him a few years.
But Stich made some awful errors, didn't he? There was one, you know, at the set point where he missed a backhand. We'll be able to see that in just a moment. You know, I mean, some horrible misses. I mean, he was really affected by Connors' reaction.
Well, sometimes you felt like he was watching his opponent, which is an easy thing, an easy trap to fall into. You know, sometimes you felt like he was watching Connors' movement. What's he going to do next? He wasn't sure.
Well, here's that shot. Let's have a look at that. I mean, this was on set point where Connors really had control of the match. It was a shame the so-called injury happened.
That was a great pickup. Good return, great pickup. And Stich had that. He had that. Look at how much court he had to aim at.
And he didn't. And he wasn't. It didn't look as though he was rushing at it. It looked like he was there in position to hit his normal backhands.
He just missed it.
Yeah.
Yes. He just missed it. It's easily done.
It's that point, though, isn't it? I mean, 9 times out of 10 he would make that backhand. The fact that it was set point to Connors, the third set, the crowd going. I mean, you do. I mean, Andrew, I'm sure it's happened to you. It's happened to me. You tense up in those situations. It's difficult.
Would Stich been? I mean, he'd be intimidated by the sort of the legend of Connors, because it seems strange to me that you get these young guys who are obviously fantastic players, and they play some of the big names, and something goes wrong. They get taken to 5 sets when it should probably have been 3. Should have been straight sets, probably. And yet, somehow or another, they seem to be intimidated, not necessarily by the way he plays, but by what he is and how the crowd reacts.
I actually think that Stich behaved really well throughout that match, because there were so many times when he really could have blown.
But it's a bit like what we were talking about Krickstein before. If Krickstein at the US Open had reacted once against what Connors was doing, the crowd would have been on him even more.
Even more so, yeah.
Same thing here. I mean, we don't really catch all the noises. I mean, you know, from a big stadium, there are noises everywhere, and you can't always catch them all on TV. If he had made one thing against Connors, the crowd would have been against him even more. He's sensible.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, in the last 2 sets, I mean, Connors was injured, as we saw, and here's a rally that illustrates that, where he really is just going through the motions. He comes up with a winner at the end, but it's a bit desperate stuff. It's very laboured at this stage, wasn't he? The footwork's gone.
We were confused. I mean, I don't know what Stich was thinking.
He was worried.
Connors is hitting one-handed backhand sometimes. He's hitting two-handed backhands. He's strolling in and, you know, oh, I'll just put that in the open court right there.
It'd be nice to play a point like that when you're fully fit and when you're half trying.
Look at this.
Yes, they're marching around.
He's a hustler.
He really is, isn't he?
He's a hustler. I can't help but think that was a complete bluff. I'd like to think it was a complete bluff and he was just trying to get the victory any way he could. But I guess he must have been injured.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder if we'll ever know. I mean, will we know?
Oh, yes. Well, I mean, you'll hear his version of it. I mean, I don't know whether I'm sure the press will try and get to the doctor, but...
After he has surgery in the training room.
I mean, if he was injured, I think you're right. The thing is, he overplays it because, I mean, if I was ever injured, there's no way I could ever come back in the last set and make it look that good. He didn't. You know, it seems amazing that the injury
he got a break early, didn't he? He got a break early in the fifth, and we were just laughing.
And suddenly hitting all his double backhands again. Yeah. I don't know how you can do that if you've actually genuinely got an injury. It either hurts and is killing you, or it doesn't.
I know at that point I was rushing out to phone up to get some of that spray sent over. Wonder stuff.
I want to drink some of that.
I said, we'll have some of that on ice.
Well, we can't finish without showing a Stich winner. We've shown a lot of Connors, but here's one beautiful backhand pass. And he served well, but he did pass well also.
Yes, Stich won the tennis match, and here we are talking Connors. But, you know, Connors powers in again. And Stich spent a lot of time behind the baseline. A long way behind the baseline. Sometimes I felt like he could have attacked the ball a little bit earlier in the rallies, but you know, his forehand at one point just went completely.
Well, I've got to tell you, Andrew, that Stich you've chosen as your little £5 bet for the championships, but I picked him to win in 5. I'm in the money.
No. No.
You've got catching up to do again in this tournament.
I'm fired. I just never get one of these things right.
But looking at that, do you think Stich has got a realistic chance of winning?
I don't think we can judge too much on this because he was playing Jimmy Connors.
Yes.
And, you know...
It was a drama, wasn't it?
It was a drama. I don't think we can judge too much. Stich can definitely win the tournament.
OK, well, now let's go back to Paris and hear that interview with Michael Stich.
Michael, isn't it a problem to start this tournament by 5 sets on the court? You lost a bit your energy because this is a long and difficult tournament.
I mean, it's always easier and better to win in 3 sets in 1 hour, but that happens nearly never. I mean, there are a lot of guys playing 5 sets, and you have to accept the way it goes. But if I want to win the tournament, I have to be fit enough to play every round about 5 sets. So I'm not afraid of getting tired or whatever.
And are you worried to start the part of the season when you have many ATP points to lose because you went far here last year?
I don't have anything to lose. I mean, I have the 6 months ahead of me. I want to play good tennis. If I lose 2nd round here, 3rd round here, I try to play better at the other tournaments. But I just can try to do as well as I can. And if that's going to be winning the French Open, it's great. If I lose 3rd or 2nd or whatever round, it's fine too. If somebody else is better than me, I don't have any problem.
Merci Lionel. On va terminer, Michael, peut-être une dernière question.
Thank you. Maybe a last question. If it's not discreet, you don't have to answer, but what do you have around your arm? Does it mean something special to you?
It's just like a wristband. Just not a wristband, it's just same thing other guys use as a wristband.
Ce n'est pas un message personnel.
Merci
Michael, on vous retrouve, j'espère.
That's Michael Stich over in Paris. Well, the rain, I'm afraid, that Jimmy Connors was asking for has now hit Paris. Unfortunately, the covers are on the stadium court, so play will be delayed. But the wind's there blowing, so hopefully the clouds will be moving away. The storms were forecast, but hopefully it won't be too long. Well, coming up after the break, we'll be talking to a player involved in our next match on the stadium court, Jim Courier.
Do you have dreams for your golden years? Well, with the Norwich Union Super Saver plan, you can afford even bigger dreams than you thought possible.
By paying a little more than the price of one of these a day into the Super Saver with Profits plan, you could save for a big lump sum at 65, thanks to the Super Savers Low Start Step plan.
You choose a premium starting from £10 a month. Then, over the next 5 years, your initial premium increases in equal steps of 20%, which means you end up by saving double your first year's premium for the rest of the scheme. So, at 65, you get a lot more than with a level premium plan.
You'll find full details of the plan in the Super Saver prospectus. Ring this number and we'll send you one.
It's never too early to start planning for your golden years, so ring 0800